Now to the news. Our top story, the waiting game. The whole world is waiting to see if Putin and Trump are actually going to meet. A lot of reporting out of the White House today leaning into the notion that it's going to be at the end of next week. Put up 104. Wall Street Journal has a very good piece about how we came to have a Putin-Trump summit. It's pretty good. I don't want to oversell it. I didn't learn much from reading it. But if you've been, focused more on other stuff, it's a good primer. Here's my friend Jennifer Jacobs, now of CBS News 105. She says they're still working on the modalities of a potential Trump, Putin, and maybe Zelensky meeting, but UAE and Rome are looking like possible places, maybe Hungary. No decision yet. So
I'm going to say, by the way, I rule Rome out for a
I,
variety of
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the residence, I think, is undergoing some sort of renovations.
Yeah.
I think he liked UAE. He likes the pomp and circumstance of it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think it's UAE or Saudi or who got left out of that one when he did the
Geneva.
trip.
Geneva. What about Geneva?
I don't know. Geneva, the problem is presidentially, you've got you could pull it off and it's quiet
Maybe if you
now.
pull the tariffs down, then they'll let you in.
Yeah. So I was very bearish that this was coming together, but based on everything I've heard and seen in the last 24 hours, I now think this will happen the end of next week. Everybody agree?
Yeah.
Dan?
No, I don't know, because I go back to what we said yesterday, which is if you do this, you have to come out with a deal, a good deal. Otherwise, you've embarrassed yourself.
Yeah, but
Well,
there's two separate issues. Does it happen, and do we get a deal? And I think that from what I'm seeing, I agree. We talked about it yesterday, but I'm telling you, I still think logistically they're plowing forward.
Yeah. And here's the thing, Dan. There's no alternative. He's got to get this. What's that phrase? Off the schneid. Is that the thing? Off the schneid. He's got to. He's got to. He can't. He's not going to. He's not inclined to, and doesn't believe that walking away and sending arms or having the Europeans send arms to Ukraine is going to end the killing. There's no rational reason to think that.
Well, it depends if your goal is to end the killing or to not let Putin get more land. That's the question.
I mean, I'll tell you this, Sean. I don't know if you've noticed this. It sprinkled in the news coverage in the last 2 days, and I believe it's in the Journal story too, is the notion that the Europeans and Zelensky have gone back to the U.S. and said, oh, even though for years everybody's known that this is going to happen, and this deal, if there's a deal, is going to involve ceding land, Crimea plus, that the Europeans and Zelensky are back to saying, no, Putin can't have an inch.
Yeah, well, that's silly.
Well, I know, but have you seen that in the coverage too?
I can't say that I have, but I haven't been looking
for
it.
I've seen it in a couple stories. It seems insane to me.
Maybe I'm just trying to ignore it.
Yeah,
I know it is. I mean, just look, again, is that right? Is that what we should have? No. Like, just so we're clear, I don't support that, but I don't think it's realistic that you're ever going to have any kind of a realistic deal that doesn't involve that. Now, do I think that if Trump says, if Putin pushes back and says, only under these conditions, Trump says, great, then we're going for it all or something. But right now, the only way that you're getting any kind of lasting peace, which I'm still skeptical of, I think it would have to involve ceding a good amount of area that they currently occupy and that has historical ties to Russia.
I think the big thing is going to come down to, are there peacekeepers from outside of Ukraine kept in kind of like a DMZ trench, with the Ukrainians having a military, because it sounds like what Putin really wants is no military presence. Ukraine disbands their military, which is to say, we shall choose when to slowly take the rest of your country, because you can't stop us.
Well,
that's why I think this is going to be interesting what the ultimate deal is, because Putin might be willing to buy into some of this, but you're right. I mean, I asked this at Kellogg the other day. I just don't trust the guy.
Yeah. But if you, as I said the other day, I'll reuse it because I always try to sell my good lines 3 times. When you're making a deal with the devil's in the details. Like, they're making a deal with Putin. Like, the only way the war is going to end is a deal with Putin. And so, by definition, you're making a deal with a guy you'd rather not make a deal with. And Putin's not going to say, this seems good. I'll give you Crimea back. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, no, they're not going to get their land back. But yeah, anyway. Yeah.
Well, but again, I've seen it reported now that the Europeans are saying, no, we can't set a bad precedent.
Well, then the Germans, can retake it.
Yeah, how about this? You shouldn't have bought their oil back in the day. You shouldn't have continued to flow gas from Germany. Yeah. So I don't need to, when they want to step up.
Want more great clips like that? I've got an idea. Hit the subscribe button, be part of the Two-Way community, never miss a clip, and you can always watch our full episodes, join them live, go to twoway.tv.